Well, here we are at episode 100. Be Fabbo listeners, I cannot begin to thank you enough for letting me share space in your earbuds, in your drives, in your cars, in your meetings, on your walks. It has been a long time coming. I have not stayed true to my lessons that I tell you about being consistent. We know that life gets in the way, and I literally had to put this one on the back burner. And the Be Fabbo podcast is the thing that took the hits most of the time. But I'm excited that moving forward, I'm going to be able to become a more regular podcaster. And I hope that excites you. I hope that that will allow you to be excited for some topics that are coming to you, some new guests that are going to be joining us. And just again, always open to hearing from you. So you can reach out to me on Voxer, you can reach out to me an email. There's a place here in the podcast that you can send me a voicemail. I'm here for you. This journey is not just about me talking into your earbuds. It's about what we share in those other formats, in emails, in conversations, in Voxers, and those texts and those voice messages. And if when I get the chance to see you in person when I'm speaking somewhere, having dinner, having drinks, having lunch, whatever it is, that's what this podcast is here for. And I'm thrilled that I've got this milestone of 100, and I couldn't do it without all of you. Most of you know I don't have an editing team. I keep this pretty raw and authentically me showing up every day with my stutters, sometimes with Ellie Joy barking in the background. I don't even do a video version yet, contemplating that, working on that. But with my learning differently, I take small steps so I can try to be consistent on enunciating words better for you. I've worked on my speech. I'm working on my speech. It's an ongoing thing now for 62 years since I started talking. And I continue to do those things that I feel help me become the best version of myself. I do not apologize for my learning differently or my dyslexia or the stutter that comes across quite often. It's who I am. And so I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging on this journey with me and for embracing me. And for those of you who walk up and tell me in person or those that send me touching texts and voice messages that my stuttering and my dyslexia has helped somebody in your life, has helped somebody because I'm showing up and trying gives them the power. As I always say, sharing your story sometimes might just be what somebody else needs to hear for them to believe in themselves. So, without that being said, I want to touch this 100th episode about becoming comfortable with unfinished stories. Whether you're preparing for a new year, a new move, a new career, whenever we're preparing for something new, I want to really have you think about becoming comfortable with unfinished stories. So I think it's a timely topic because as we wrap up many things, coming to you at this time of recording, it is the middle of December. And so we're wrapping up the year. And I know that's a lot of times people start looking at their goals for the next year when, if you're in business, you started looking 3 or 4 months ago to see what your goals are going to be for 25. But I also know that we work on that professionally and personally, that we think we have to have some sort of goal set up, or the world tells us or others tells us, what's your goals, what you're working on, what's your new weight loss, what are you going to accomplish, how many times at the gym. And we hear all those commercials and we see all those advertisements and we hear all those stories, and we know what we want to do and how we want to do that. So as we wrap up, and I know that many of you probably have some unfinished projects or unfinished folders or unfinished to-do list. And I want you to know that that's okay. I'm no expert in this. I have no PhD. I don't have a bunch of initials behind my name. But I want to tell you that it's okay from somebody who also is comfortable by not being able to finish something and being okay with things being unfinished. UFOs, unfinished objects, right? And if anybody has any neurodivergency that listens in, and I know many of you do, ADHD, all types of things cause us to see a shiny object and not being able to finish. And for the most part, I think that is okay. So I want you to know that you're okay. Instead of seeing not finishing something up at the end of the year or at the end of a term or at the end of a project, and maybe not getting everything, all the dots, not getting all the I's dotted, the T's crossed. Over time, we've learned too that that's just part of who we are and how our brain works. And so some of you might have got some of those unfinished projects along the way. And I want you to really not see that as a failure, because I don't want you to start a new project or something new with the mindset that you're a failure, because as we've heard in all 100 episodes, mindset matters. And how you view yourself matters. How you talk to yourself matters. So I want you to reflect on the year and start with that moment of a reflection. Reflect on a project if you're getting ready to wrap it up. Reflect on something that you might have worked on all year. And I want you to think back on it. I want you to start looking at it. And even Ellie Joy is telling you to think about it, not to be a failure. She's barking some positivity into the room next to me right now. But I want you to sit down and really take time to evaluate. And when I say time, I don't want you dwelling on this. I don't want you to take more time dwelling on why you didn't finish something than actually finishing it. I want you to really think about why things worked and why they didn't. Why you finished some things and you didn't finish others. Identify the strategies. What was the habits behind these? What activities moved you forward? And then take a look at those you didn't finish. Maybe they no longer served you. Maybe when you started a project or an idea or a new line or a new service, you had great intentions. You knew it was going to make. You asked the what if questions that we talked about in a previous episode. You asked the what's the worst that can happen if you tried something and started something, and you did it. Kudos, I love it. Thank you for moving forward. Thank you for getting up and asking what if. Thank you for taking the effort to just start. But maybe they don't serve you. So maybe that was a reason why you didn't finish them. Where you are on the journey, you outgrew that project that started. You are further along at this time of the year than you were at the beginning or the midway point. And so maybe those goals and those things that you set up no longer serve you. You outgrew them. You accomplished them faster than your timeline. That is to be celebrated. So what to carry over? I want you to really think about what goals you have, the lessons that you had, and growth that you want to carry over into a new project, into the new year, and what you can let go of. Those things that you didn't finish, friends, if you haven't done something for 6 months, do you want to go back and tweak it? Do you want to spend your time and your energy now tweaking something that obviously you haven't missed or you didn't need to finish? I want you to really think, I'm going to let this go. It's not serving me right now. This project isn't serving my clients. It's not going to move my business forward. And more importantly, it isn't bringing me any joy. It's not going to bring any money. It's not going to bring any joy, and it's not going to serve a purpose. I need you to be okay with letting it go. Unfinished goals or tasks or projects does not mean you failed. Hear me loud and clear, friends. Just because you didn't finish them does not mean you failed. There are stories in progress. Each one of those things that you didn't finish represents steps that you took and insights that you gained and lessons that you learned. And again, maybe you achieved what was on those tasks, what was in those to-do folders, what was the project that you wanted. Maybe you gained and got finished further because you put them in place, but you got to the task of completion faster. So you did complete that task. You did complete that goal. And you did it in a manner that was even quicker. And it still brought you a vision. It brought you a conclusion. And you can move on from it. You can let it stay back there because you don't need it anymore. It's not serving you. And you're moving forward. Now, saying all that, I want you to prepare for a strong start. The next big step. The next big goal that you're going after. The next big project that you're going after. I want you to prepare for a strong start. I want you to get your mindset now, even though it's the middle of January, or middle of December. I want you to start now, here in December, as you should always be working on your mindset. As you should always be working on your mindset and your motivation and your momentum. But start today. I want you to start now. Don't wait until January 1 and start writing in your journals or starting in your plans. Start now. Daily affirmations. Talk about the what ifs. Talk about the possibilities that are coming. Talk about the things that are important to you. Reevaluate what's important to you. Reevaluate where you see yourself in the next month, 3 months, 6 months, 12. Where is it that you want to go? How do you want to get there? The timeline you want to get it on. Remember, you're driving your bus, my friends, in your life and your business. A lot of you are driving buses, I know, in the school pickup zone, and to all the activities that you do as a parent. But even then, how can you fine tune that? How can you make all those things work for you? How can you make all those great gifts that you get to do and the time you get to spend with your kids? Part of being a CEO and being your own boss is that undervalued, and we don't talk about enough, time freedom. The ability to spend time with those that you love while your business is still running, right? So I want you to start strong. I want you not to wait until the January to get going. I want you to start today as you're listening to this. Now is the time. Review and prioritize those goals. Identify what is most important to you now, what will bring you profit, what will bring you purpose, and what will bring you joy. And yes, my friends, you've heard me say it a million times, you will have and can have all three. Outline that action plan. Give yourself a head start by setting up a simple framework to work from once the new year begins. My Motivated Be Fabbo framework, you can pop into my pep talks and get on those for every Wednesday. Maybe adding that into your framework for the year. It's a free audio course that you can grab. Many of you already have it. I'll make sure that we connect that. But every Wednesday, 5 minutes or less, I'm just giving you that boost to remind you that you're capable of doing all the things that you're already doing and you're meant to be there. So think about those things that are going to make life a little bit easier for you, work a little bit easier for you. Any new tools you need to get, anything that you need to be more productive and to be more clear on the path you want to get to. And that will give you, again, that time freedom. I want you to focus on progress over perfection. Plan for the small steps that will keep you moving forward, even, my friends, even when you're not ready and his timing is not perfect. Never going to be perfect, friends. Never. Progress over perfection. Taking action and doing something is better than sitting around and waiting for a sign or waiting for something to happen. And when I say a sign and I talk about affirmations, I want you to still give those affirmations a try. It's not waiting for a sign. It's just you retraining and reframing your brain that you are ready for the abundance that's coming into you, that you're ready for the opportunities that are going to be opening for you, and that you will have a prioritized list of when those opportunities come. You'll be able to say yes, because you're going to be putting things in place that help you accomplish things that bring you profit, purpose, and joy. How are you going to serve your clients better? How are you going to serve your team better? How are you going to serve your family better, your community? How are you going to serve yourself better? Making you the top priority. So here's 7 action steps that I want you on this roller coaster ride of life and business. I want you to embrace these. Accept that some of these goals are going to roll over, friends. Life and business are dynamic. Some of these goals and plans that you create are going to take you longer than expected. Like we talked about, you probably finished other goals and things you wanted to implement. You probably got done in record time, didn't even realize you wrapped them all up until you started looking. But others are going to take time. And you may have to trash them and restart. That's the beauty, my friends. You can restart, refresh, and reshape the direction that you were going anytime you choose to, because you are driving the bus, right? So I want you to remember that it's going to be normal if things take longer, but it's also normal to not have everything finished and not to get everything done in a certain timeline, especially when you outgrow some of the things that you're going to start the year with. You're going to change your vision, your viewpoint, the direction is going to change. So I want you to be gentle with yourself and focus on progress over completion and 100% over perfection. Stay flexible and be open to the change. Be willing to adapt your goals and circumstances. As you grow, they're going to grow. And friends, you're going to be different tomorrow, next year, middle of the year than you are today. Life is going to happen for you, and you're going to be able to accept what's happening in life that will help you improve your business and help you get that life and work harmony that we're striving for. And it is harmony. How can we make it work together? Not trying to overbalance one over the other. We're looking for that harmony. And when you start realizing that you have a framework or task or a list, and it's okay to let some things go and be unfinished because other things become a priority. Other things you might be able to see success doing those things faster because the path that you're on right now has changed. So you can dump some of the things that you wrote off, some of the things that you wrote down, and you can focus on what's going to move you forward. And of course, be flexible in letting it go. If it's not working, friends, don't dwell on it. That's the lesson. This isn't working right now like this. What if I reframe the question? What if I took another look at it? What if I just started over? What's the worst that can happen, my friends? I want you to practice gratitude for progress. Shift your focus from from what went missing to what is present. If you miss something, let it go. What's today got for you? Celebrate the steps that you've taken and the lessons that you learned. I've told you a lot on this podcast that your past self is damn proud of you. So am I. Be proud of where you are right now. All the skin knees, all the blood, sweat, and tears have led you to exactly where you are today, but so did the belief in not giving up. The resiliency to show up when others told you couldn't do it. The resiliency to show up when that client didn't book you. The resiliency to show up because you knew you had something. You knew you have a gift. You knew you have a way to serve, and you kept going, and you didn't listen to others. So now I want you to start listening to how good you are at what you do, because what is meant for you is meant for you, and now is the time. It's okay to have unfinished projects. It's okay to have unfinished stories. Every day is a new chapter. What are you going to write? You're writing your story. What are you going to write? 5 things I want to get done today. 6 things I want to get done today. Here's the plan I have for 3 months. And here's the framework. And along the way, if part C and D of that plan isn't working, you are making success because you are believing in yourself to know you can let that go, and you're going to find a solution to get you from point A to point B on your time and on your definition, right? Set boundaries for the new year. Decide how you want to protect your time, your energy, and focus moving forward. Boundaries will empower you to say no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. When you say no to things, it's an opportunity to say yes to things. When somebody says no to you, it's next opportunity. Earlier, I talked about be ready so you don't have to get ready. There's some truth in that. But being adaptable and flexible and knowing that you can be ready, because what if you're always ready? What if you're ready for that next opportunity? What's the worst that can happen? Somebody doesn't ask you, so you go and create that opportunity, right? Create your vision for 2025, for 2026, for just 3 months from now, for quarter one, for something that you want to do for the summer. Personal, professional, create your vision. Don't make it a rigid checklist. And don't set yourself up to not being able to accomplish things, but also don't make it so easy, like answering your emails. That is a big task, my friends. So if you think it's simple, I'm going to answer my emails every day. Maybe you say, I'm going to answer 10 emails every day by noon. I'm going to answer 10 emails by 10. What if I set myself up for answering 10 emails by noon? Don't just put emails on there, because if you don't do it, you'll think you're a failure. And if you do it, it's too easy. So be realistic. Don't be so rigid. Create that vision. Visualize how you want to feel and what you want to accomplish and the impact that you want to have on yourself, your family, your community, your business, your industry professionals, your team. What's the vision for you and all of them? What is it you want to accomplish? What's the impact that you want to make so that others can continue making impact? It's that ripple effect. Embrace the idea that the journey is just as valuable as the destinations. Remember, where you've been, where you are, and where you're going. Each chapter, regardless of how long the chapters are, my friends, regardless of how many pages fill those chapters, it's a journey and is valuable for helping you to find success on your terms. Every step, every misstep, every course correction, it's all part of growing into the best version of yourself and growing a thriving business as well. Become comfortable with unfinished stories means acknowledging that your journey is valid and meaningful. And friends, it's not going to look like anybody else's. It's not supposed to. And that is also okay. Plan for rest and renewal. More than ever in the world that we're living in at the time of this recording, self-care is a must. Believing in yourself is a huge must. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your fan. Nobody's going to do it for you. This is hard work. Life is hard work. Share your story. Talk about how you got here. Talk about where you're going. Talk about your why. Share your what ifs. Share your struggles. Share why you may have given up. Share that your why is changing. Make yourself a priority because it has to be part of any strategy. But if you want success, even though you're writing your own success story, your rest, your mental health, how you treat yourself, your self-care is a vital strategy. This journey is demanding, friends. Being a business owner, being a leader, heck, just living in the world today, it is a struggle. There's so many distractions and there's so much noise, so many people saying we can't, we shouldn't, we won't. I need you to start believing I can, I will, and I shall, and I should. Renew when you step back and set yourself up and rest and refresh and recharge. It will help you align with your goals so that you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, be profitable, be joyful, and find purpose. Remember, my friends, becoming comfortable with unfinished stories is part of embracing life's natural ebb and flow. It's about acknowledging that your goals and your journeys are going to take different shapes and different turns, different highs and different lows than you anticipated. But every single step is a learning lesson. It's valuable. And you may not know the impact, of those steps on your own success or how it impacted somebody else for years to come. And that is okay because you're living the story. You're taking action in your story. You're doing what you need to do now to be on that journey to the best version of yourself, to be on that journey to grow a thriving business and a purposeful life, to be on that journey to somebody who's making change for the better, right? Wrap up the year, wrap up the project, wrap up the 3 months, whatever you're wrapping up, do so with gratitude for what you've accomplished and set yourself up for the new Fabbo year that's coming, full of growth and possibility. The next Fabbo adventure, the next opportunity, whatever it is that you're working on, you're okay that things didn't get finished and you're excited for the new stories and the new projects that you're getting to start. Until next time, my friends, keep believing in yourself. Keep moving forward. Kindness matters. And I shouldn't have to tell you this, but you are Fabbo exactly how you are and who you are. Authentically true to yourself. Continue doing that. And know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Don't rush this process, my friends. Trust it. Where you're going is tremendous. What you have is tremendous. You have lived a life that is strong and long and hard. And there is so much more. Fabbo life, Fabbo business, Fabbo everything for you because you're focused and you're authentic and you're brave and you're bold and you're open. And I cannot thank you enough for sharing this journey with me. I'm excited for what episodes 101 to whatever it comes. I had unfinished stories along this podcast journey. I had unfinished stories in my life this year, unfinished projects. I've closed the book on those and I'm moving forward. The lessons I have learned, I'm carrying with me, and the things, so many things that are out of my control, especially, I'm letting go and I'm leaving behind. I am comfortable with the unfinished stories, my friends, because I'm super excited and ready for the stories upon which we are all to right. I adore and respect each and every one of you. And again, I cannot express how important you are to me in my life, and your support on this podcast means the world to me. Please see me in person. Please drop me a line. Please follow and let me know what it is I can help bring to you, how I can better serve you, how I can make sure that I'm giving you that feeling of empowerment, that belief in yourself, and that you're Fabbo exactly where you are. And my role here on this podcast is to remind you just how Fabbo you are and how damn proud I am of each and one of you. See you in episode, maybe see you in episode, you see that pun there? Maybe see you in episode 101. I'm not sure when the video section will start. If I listen to everybody else, I should be doing video. If I listen to myself, video is not something that's a priority to me. Thank you for listening to my stutters. Thank you for listening to my dyslexia. Thank you for listening to how my brain works. Because of you, I pushed myself even further at the age of 62, and I continue to learn and grow from my learning differently because you allowed me to learn differently. Till next time, my friends.